Hey there, welcome back guys. This video is going to be for those that have the Pavo Pico version 2 that connect their DJI drone and goggles to this little guy here. Apparently there were some issues with it. Even I had issues with it. I got it working. It worked for some, but not for everyone. But this video is just an intro because it's actually working and there's a live video. So everything was done live so that you could see how it was done. No edits, no cuts, no fancy intro, pop-ins where I use my teleporter. Everything's happening live. So you'll be able to see and download everything that you need so that you too can get your Pavo Pico up and running. Apparently there's some glitches with the firmware, but I was able to figure it out, and special thanks to one of our viewers who shared the software needed for live streaming, which was just awesome. And anyway, so you just need your Pavo Pico version 2, and you know it's a version 2 because the connector is straight in the back, okay? And then you have your DJI receiver, which will work with it too, and goggles. So remember, after the settings are input, you also have to sync the FPV remote and goggles, right, with the O3 air unit. So so watch that video too. Actually I'll probably include it in this half so that you can see. And why don't we just have a look at that now so that you know what to do when to sync, because not everyone, for some of you it might be your first time, and for others this might be your fourth drone and you know what to do. So if this is your first time, please continue watching. If it's not your first time, just click on the link and go to the next video, and that should help you out. All right, without any further ado, let's have a look. This is going to be the binding process for those who have the Pavo Pico version 2. And you know it's the version 2 because the USB connector thingy is right there in the back, okay? And then when it lights up, it's blue. All right, this is what and you're gonna need this little thingy that came with your O3 air unit so that you can bind it. Okay, and this process works the same when binding the O3 air unit to anything. But this is just a process I use. Everyone has a different way, but this will work for you because sometimes you have the remote controller bound to different, goggles bound to a different device, and this too. You can bind them to more than one, it'll always find it, but this is a process that's straightforward and simple. All right, so without any further ado, let's get started. So first I'm gonna turn on the goggles. Don't turn on the O3 air unit first because we wanna throw it into binding mode, okay? So what we're gonna do is, we're going to turn on the goggles, right? You're going to power it on. Of course, the power button is underneath. Okay, wait for it to go on, let it flash. It's going to start flashing because it's looking for something, or may flash. Just wait for it. Let me see I'm just going to check and see what's inside. Nothing. All right, so it's looking for the unit. So what you're going to do is, you're going to press and hold the power button, okay? You're not going to shut it off. You're just going to press it and hold it for like 2 or 3 seconds until it goes beep, 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 beep. Wait for it, it's gonna flash. Now it's beeping and it's going, you see those little diodes going back and forth. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put the battery in, okay, to the Pavo Pico, and then I'm just gonna plug it in. All right, so there's that. See, it's just flashing. I'm just going to put it there so you could see. See, it's doing that thing, kind of like Maximilian from the black hole. All right, so then what you're going to do is you're going to turn this over. See that red light? Right below the red light, to the side, there's a button. You're going to press that button until it starts to flash. See, it's flashing, and then it turned green because it found it. Okay, it'll just flash and find it. So now this is bound, okay? Remember, the red light has to flash. All right, so that took care of that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut off the goggles. This way there's no confusion. Sometimes, binding more than one when one's already bound. So now I'm going to turn this on, okay? So you're going to take the DJI and just going to power it up. And you want to update the firmware to this too. There's actually a new firmware update to this. Actually, hold on one second. I'll shut it off. So what you want to do is take the battery out. It'll stop beeping. Okay, so the battery's out of the O3 air unit, or the Pavo Pico. Now I'm going to turn on turn it on, and I'm going to put it into binding mode, okay? So it's just flashing. Remember, you have that little thingy. So when I'm going to hold, just press the power button and for like 2 or 3 seconds, okay? Just hold it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 seconds. So now it's flashing. It's looking for this thingy, for something to connect to. Okay, so now I'm going to connect it here, and I'm going to press this button. Wait for it. Okay, I'm going to press it until it flashes. See? Press it again. See, it's flashing. Flash. And it found it. So now that it found it, we can leave it on, okay? We put it on the hover landing pad. Now I'm going to turn on the goggles. All right, and I'm going to put them to the side. Just remember, if you have this thing, put it somewhere so you don't lose it, because sometimes you might need it again. Okay, so now everything go beep beep, and when the goggles bind, I heard something. Or you can look through your goggles and you'll see everything, and make sure when you're flying in, make sure when you're flying indoors that you're not in horizontal mode, acro angle, okay? And now, if all goes well according to plan, well, it should take off. As for the flying part, I don't give flying lessons, but I will get your drone up and running. Make sure throttle stick is down, okay? And then, there we are. We have power. Whoops. See? Whoops. All right. That sums that part up. And the next video, you'll configure everything so that it works. It's a streamlined process because everything's done for you. All you have to do is download everything from GitHub. That pretty much wraps it up. I wasn't able to do it from here because I'm actually working on, I'm going to be building my very own, I'll keep you guys in the loop, Pavo Pico. I have the chip came in, which is really nice. And now that the chip came in and the firmware is working, right, I'll be able to flash this baby without a problem. The only problem is going to be soldering it. It's not going to, this is the chip right here. So you have to build it all from scratch. And I'll video what I can. I'll probably use the iPhone. The iPhone seems to photograph and video better than the Osmos Action. And then the capacitor, I have to figure out where that one goes. I've seen some videos of where it goes in the end, but this one, the Pavo Pico itself, doesn't have one. There's no capacitor on here. They must be doing that with the newer versions. I'll have to see where that goes or how that can be applied without ruining the unit. Then you have your motors, which is great. So it'll be like it might take a month or 2 to build. It'll just be, a series of videos. And then a little montage, step by step. There go the motors, which is really nice. So we're going to build that too. But then again, remember, this is a short intro video, so I don't want to leave it too long. So anyway, let's get that Pavo Pico up in the air. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below, or ideas for other videos. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.